We stand on the edge of a new year. As we look back upon the year that was, may we be able to look at our challenges and our celebrations of the past year with gratitude. May we, as we move through these services of our Rosh HaShanah celebration, be able to look forward to all that awaits us with hope. Our service begins on pages 18 and 19 in our Machzorim, pages 18 and 19, as we rise.
הנני העני ממך, נרעש ונפחד מפחד, יושב תהילת ישראל, באתי לעמוד ולהתחנן לפניך, על עמך ישראל אשר שלחוני. אף על פי שאיני חדי וחגון לכך, לכן אבקש ממך, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה. אדוני, אדוני, ירחם וחנון, אלוהי ישראל, שדי איום ונורא, אינו מצליח דרכי, אשר אני הולך לעמוד ולבקש רחמים עליי ואשלך.
Behold, me of little merit, trembling and afraid as I stand before you to plead for your people Israel. O gracious God, the one enthroned by Israel's praises, compassionate and loving, accept my petition and that of my people. Let them not be put to shame because of me, nor I because of them. Sinners though we are, let our prayers come before you innocent and sweet and pleasing, as though from hearts more worthy than ours. Let love be the banner we raise in your sight, and let that love conceal all our sins and make them as though they had not been. Change our afflictions to joy and gladness, our misdeeds to acts of life. May our love of truth and peace remove all that hinders us from sincere and fruitful prayer.
O God supreme, God of every age, God eternal, let my prayer find favor for the sake of the righteous, the loyal, the honest, and upright, and for the sake of your own glorious purpose on earth, for you are the one who in mercy hears our prayer. Blessed are you who hearkens to prayer.
We remain standing as we turn back to page 17 Page 17, and we invite Marissa Robinson forward to bless our Rosh HaShanah, our Yom Tov lights.
Creator of beginnings, as you created the world on this day, uniting fragments into a universe, so help unite our hearts and the hearts of all Jews to serve you. Illumine our lives with the light of your Torah, for by your light do we see light. Grant us this year a glimpse of the light of redemption, the light of healing and of peace.
Amen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chad l'vner shel Yom Tov.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'echianu v'kiyamanu, she'hidyanu lazman hazeh.
Amen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'chad l'vner shel Yom Tov. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'echianu v'kiyamanu v'higyanu lazman hazeh.
We may be seated. We continue on page 21 as we rejoice in the new year and join together in Psalm 121, page 21. Bottom of page 21. God of our people, hear our prayer. We who speak are Jews. Remember the bush you kindled once in the desert air years ago on Horeb's lonely sand, that fire you lit to set the centuries aflame and say to us your endless perfect name, I am what I will be. It burns eternally now, that light, upon our altars now against the night. And there are deserts still. We are the Jews. We do not forget.
Remember the words you spoke in stone and thunder.
The mountains smoked, and the dismayed multitude stood off, hearing the first time the words they could not refuse, fearing the burden and the God that set them into history. And there are mountains still. We are the Jews. We cannot forget. We come here then, but something far more deep compels. The ancient desert dream we keep, a people touched by God, a certain grace that tells of you. We are locked with you in old identity, remembering the lightning of that place, something in us of your awesome will, something of that mountain's thunder still.
Love us as much as we will let you. We are your Jews. We will not forget you.
בחודש השביעי באחד לחודש יהיה לכם שבתון, זיכרון תרועה מקרא קודש, כל מלאכת עבודה לא תעשו. In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, there shall be a sacred assembly, a cessation from work, a day of commemoration proclaimed by the sound of the shofar. Let's rise. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, שתחדש עלינו ועל כל בית ישראל את השנה הזאת, שנת 5779, לחיים ולשלום, לששון ולשמחה, לישועה ולנחמה, ונאמר Amen. May it be your will, eternal our God, God of all generations, that the year 5779 bring to us and the whole house of Israel life and peace, joy and exaltation, redemption and comfort. And let us say,
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv arabim, b'chokhmah poteach sha'arim, u'bitbuna mishane itim, u'machalif et hazmanim, u'mesader et hakochavim b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, u'ma'avir yom u'mevi layla, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. And how unyielding is the will of our people Israel. After the long nights, after the days and years when our ashes blacken the sky, Israel endures, heart still turned to love, soul turning still to life. So day and night, early and late, we will rejoice.
Walk by the light of the mitzvot.
They are our life and the length of our days. Praise be the source of life and love, and Israel, our people.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברתם בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת.
Page 27. What does it mean to be a Jew? You shall be holy.
Feast of many, the stand for the one in the presence of fragments, to make them whole.
What does it mean to be a Jew? You shall be a holy people.
To hold fast to our vision of truth, to retain our faith in tomorrow.
Holy in our past is the memory of redemption from Egyptian bondage.
Holy in our day is the hope of redemption we still await.
Twice holy in our past are those who gave their lives to hallow this world.
Holy is the Jew today and tomorrow, who bears witness to the goodness of life.
And holy are those whose lives are songs in freedom's cause.
Mi chamocha me'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedor b'kodesh, nor tefilot osefet. Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, v'kayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zeili anu v'yomru ונאמר, כי בדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני.
ברוך הוא ברוך שמו.
גוי ישראל.
May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. May night spread over us a shelter of peace, of quiet and calm, the blessing of rest. There will come a time when morning will bring no word of war or famine or anguish. There will come a day of happiness, of contentment and peace. Praise be the source of joy within us, for the night and its rest, for the promise of peace.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחייתך בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואימרו
Amen. לעולם עולמי עלמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל. שמי דקודשה לעילה מכל חוכמתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירון בעלמא תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירון בעלמא ואימרו.
Amen. We rise as we are able for the Amidah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita ilatecha. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita ilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. זוכרנו לחיים, מחופץ וחיים, וכותבנו בספר החיים, כותבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים.
זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חופץ וחיים, וכותבנו
Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei hakol atah rav lehoshia.
Great is your might, eternal one, in this world. Great is your power
In the worlds to be
beyond.
Your love sustains the living. Your great compassion is the source of all. Your power is in the help that comes to the falling, in the healing that comes to the sick, in the freedom you bring to the captive, in the faith you keep for those who sleep in dust. Who is like you,
mighty one, who is your equal, author of life and death, source of salvation?
Who is like you, source of mercy? In compassion you sustain the life of your children. We trust in you to restore our life. Blessed is the Eternal One, the source of life.
Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha sala. You are holy. Your name is holy. And those who strive to be holy declare your glory day by day.
Eternal God, cause all your works to stand in awe before you, and all that you have made to tremble at your presence. Let all that lives revere you, and all creation turn to you in worship. Let them all become a single family, doing your will with a perfect heart. For well we know, eternal God, that yours is the majesty, yours the might, and awesome is your name in all creation. Grant honor to your people, glory to those who revere you,
hope to those who seek you, and courage to those who trust you. Bless your land with gladness and your city with joy, and cause the light of redemption to dawn for all who dwell on earth.
Then the just shall see and exult, the upright be glad, and the faithful sing for joy. Violence shall rage no more, and evil shall vanish like smoke. The rule of tyranny shall pass away from the earth, and you alone shall reign over all your works, as it is written. The Eternal One shall reign forever, your God, O Zion, from generation to generation. Hallelujah.
Kadosh atah v'norah shemecha ve'ein Eloah mibaladecha kakatuv vayigvor Adonai tzivot b'hamishpat ve'ha'el hakadosh nikdash yitztaka. Baruch atah Adonai. Amelech, 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 HaKadosh.
On page 34. In love and favor, O God, you have chosen us from all the peoples, hallowing us with your mitzvot. Our sovereign, you have summoned us to your service, that through us your great and holy name may become known in all the earth. In your love, O God, you have given us this day of remembrance, to hear the sound of the shofar, to unite in worship, and to recall the exodus from Egypt. Our God and God of all ages, be mindful of your people
Israel, on this day of remembrance,
and
and
renew
renew
in us love and compassion,
goodness, life, and peace. This day remember us for well-being. Amen. This day bless us with your nearness. Amen. This day help us to live. Amen.
Our God and God of our ancestors, may you rule in glory over all the earth, and let your grandeur be acclaimed throughout the world. Reveal the splendor of your majesty to all who dwell on earth, that all your works may know you as their maker, and all the living acknowledge you as their creator. Then all who breathe shall say, the sovereign God of Israel is the one whose dominion extends to all creation. Our God and God of our ancestors,
sanctify us with your mitzvot, and let your Torah be a way of life. Satisfy us with your goodness, gladden us with your salvation, and purify our hearts to serve you in truth. For you, O God, are truth, and your word is true forever.
Blessed is the Eternal,
who
who hallows
the
the house of Israel and the day of remembrance.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu ve'amecha Yisrael u'tefillatam be'ahava tikabel. Tamid avodat Yisrael. Yisrael Amecha. קרוב לך, קריאה פני אל עבדיך, וחוננו. שפך רוחך עלינו. ותחזינה עינינו, ושובך לציון. ברחמים, ברוך אתה
Together at the top of 37. We gratefully acknowledge that you are eternal God and God of our people, the God of all generations. You are the rock of our life, the power that shields us in every age. We thank you and sing your praises for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your keeping, for the miracles which are daily with us, and for your wondrous gifts at all times, morning, noon, and night. Your goodness, your mercies never end. You are compassion, your love never fails. You have always been our hope. For all these things, O sovereign God, let your name be forever exalted and blessed, and let life abundant be the heritage of all the children of your covenant. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Eternal God, whose nature is goodness, we give you thanks and praise.
Shalom Rav, O Israel, Amcha Taisim Le'olam.
Shalom Yisrael
Ki ata hu melech Adon, lechol shalom. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובחושה בשלומך. בספר חיים ברכה ושלום. ברכה ושלום. ניזכר ונקרב לפניך. אנחנו וכל עמך בית ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני עושה השלום.
We wish we could start each new year with a truly clean slate. We wish we could reach Rosh HaShanah and wipe away all that was, so that everything in the coming year would be new. But we can't. We carry with us the year that was. We carry our burdens with us into this year. And we know that however heavy our burdens might be, there are those whose burdens seem impossible, whose bodies are racked with pain, whose spirit is broken, shattered, whose minds are a fog. And we know so many of them in our own lives. Our friends, members of our community, people we see in this world, family, perhaps even ourselves. So in this moment, when we pray for peace, true peace in our new year, we take a moment to think of those in our own midst who are in need of real shalom, who are in need of real wholeness. I ask that you think of those in your own circle, those in this community, those beyond this community who you know are in need of healing, of wholeness. Hold them close to you in this moment as together we pray for healing.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imoitenu mekol habracha liavoitenu
we turn to page 40 for Avinu Malkeinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, hear our voice.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, we have sinned against you.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol Aleinu Va'al Olalenu V'Tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, have compassion on us and our children.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Dever V'Cherev V'Ra'av Me'alenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, make an end to sickness, war, and famine.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kale Kol Tsar Umastin Me'alenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, make an end to all oppression.
Avinu Malkeinu, Kotvenu B'Sefer Chayim Tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us for blessing in the book of life.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chadesh Alenu Shana Tova.
Avinu Malkeinu, let the new year be a good year for us.
Avinu Malkeinu, Harem Keren Yisrael Amecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, give strength to your people Israel.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chonenu Va'anenu, Kien Banu Ma'asin, Aseh Imanu Tzedakah V'Chesed, V'Hoshienu.
Avinu Malkeinu, be gracious and answer us, for we have little merit. Treat us generously and with kindness, and be our help. Avinu Malkeinu, Shema Kolenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chatanu Lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, Chamol Aleinu, V'al Aleinu, V'Tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu,
You can learn a great deal about a community, including, perhaps especially, a sacred community, by the space they call home. You can learn a great deal about a community's history, about its values, about its loves and relationships with the surrounding neighborhood. Space is not merely space, after all. It tells a story and projects a message about who the community is and who it wants to be. Once I went to a church for a social justice event. This church, like many houses of worship, had many doors. I walked up to the door that appeared to be the main one and found it locked. So I walked around to the side to what looked like the office door. That was also locked. I walked around the building for several minutes, trying each door in turn, trying to figure out who was playing a joke on me, until I finally found one that would open. One all the way around the back in the corner. I almost missed it. Later, I found out that this door was the one that everyone used to get in. How was I to know that? Similarly, I recall a story about a congregation far from this community, a synagogue, where to get to the rabbi's office from the religious school office, you had to go through several doors, down several hallways, and up a flight of stairs. Maybe it was because of the geography of the area. It was built on a hill or something, or the congregation's building evolved, multiple extensions, multiple expansions. That could have been the reason, right? Apparently, the rabbi and the educator of this congregation from many years ago hated each other. And when they redid the building, they put as much space between the two of them as they could. I love our space. I love this building. I love the people who come to fill it. I've gotten to know this building well over the last 10 years, and it feels like home to me. I love showing people where the staircase to the rabbi's office used to be, both because it's a neat little bit of trivia, but it also shows how the congregation's values have changed. And as I've shared with many of you, I love the long corridor from the parking lot to the sanctuary. The long walk to get from the outside to sacred space. You come in feeling whatever you felt based on the drive over here, whatever encounter you had with people rushing this way and that. And as you walk down, you have a chance to see the pictures of generations of our confirmands, maybe even see your relatives hanging on the wall. You hang up your coat and you see your friends, and you get to greet each other and ask how each other is. You have a chance to get a drink of water, use the restroom, and by the time you enter this space, the troubles you carried in with you, the stress of the drive, the stress of work, they're all left behind. I love this sanctuary. I love seeing all of you in it. You know I love the parking lot. That's an old sermon. And I especially love the words we have inscribed on our wall outside the synagogue, right behind me, facing Lee Boulevard. If you look out there, don't go there now, it's very wet, but if you go there when it's dry and the sun is shining, and you look past the spotlights which are showing our stained glass windows so beautifully right now, you will see the words of the prophet Micah inscribed on the outside walls of this sanctuary. Do justly, love mercy, walk humbly with thy God. Those words, along with the 2 tablets of the commandments positioned way up high and in a corner, and the sign with our name on it, are the only ways you can tell that this is a synagogue. The number of times I talk to people and they ask me where we are, and maybe this happens to you too, and I tell them, and they think we're the Ukrainian church up the street, or we're part of the music school, or they ask if we're on Baynard Boulevard. Those are the only ways. The words of the prophet Micah, the tablets, and our sign. Those are the only ways you can tell this is a synagogue. That's it. What does that say about us? What do these words teach us about ourselves as a community or as individuals who choose to be a part of this community? Certainly the words are attractively carved in a font that was very much of that era. You can kind of picture it, you can imagine it. But it can't just be decoration, can it? Synagogues often have quotes from Scripture or other sources on them, but not always this quote, and not always in English so that everyone can read them. Certainly as Reformed Jews, we have embraced the idea of prophetic Judaism, of the prophetic message, especially in the era that this building was built in the 1950s, with an eye toward proclaiming what is right and just in our community. So there's a sense of history and connectivity there too, that these words maybe make this place feel like a Reformed synagogue, and a historic one at that. But I'd like to suggest there's another reason that those words are on the wall. I'd like to suggest that those words are on our outside wall in the same way that the yahrzeit plaques and the portraits on the wall of the previous rabbis, and that the words above the ark behind me, all of these have a message, all of these have a purpose, all of these have a reason, and those words on the outside of our building tell us something about who we are and what we're about. And I'm going to push that theory a little further, that the fact that those words are written outside the building, facing the neighborhood, are meant to send a message as well. So what does it say about us? Run with me on this for a second. Let's assume these words are not merely decorative. By putting them on the outside wall, we are saying as a community that these words matter. More than that, that these words get to the very fiber of who we are. That if you enter this congregation and you speak to its membership and its clergy and staff, the active volunteers, the less active occasional worshipers, you will find these words, to do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with thy God, lived. Lived by the youngest toddler to our oldest grandparent and great-grandparent and everyone in between. Which raises a question for us, doesn't it? Are we really living these words? Can each of us in this room right now say that the words on that wall, the words of the prophet Micah, are our words? Is this how we're living our Judaism? How we're living our lives? So let me carry that question forward. What are we doing for justice? What are we doing in mercy or goodness? Do we see ourselves truly walking with humility, modestly after God, or walking through life with any kind of modesty at all? It is essential that we raise this question right now, my friends, at the start of this new year, because we are living in a time when we as a society and a nation are decidedly not doing justly, loving mercy, or walking humbly with God. Where is the justice in asking a 2-year-old asylum seeker to represent themselves in court, as many have this past summer? Is there mercy in how we understand those suffering from addiction or poverty, or do we hold them accountable to the outrage machine, to unreasonable expectations? And as we hurl insults at each other online, or God forbid in person, as we dive head first into the outrage machine that is the internet, as we challenge each other, certain that we know the answer to the question, can we really say that we are being humble in our experience with others? I think it's safe to say that we as a country are not living these words. And our failure to do so is causing us harm. They are causing this society harm. They are causing each of us harm. We are failing to lift up the needs of others. And in turn, we turn to cynicism. We are increasingly cruel with each other instead of gentle and kind and loving, seeing those who disagree with us as opponents, or even worse, as enemies. And we are only satisfied with one answer, the extreme answer, with no room for forgiveness or learning or context. My friends, there is a rot in the moral underpinnings of American life, and it is taking its toll on us. As one example, the American Psychological Association, say that 7 times fast, now says that the 4th greatest stressor in American life is politics. And it's as much because of our outright hostility to and erosion of basic norms of civic and civil behavior as it is about who won and who lost. Suffice to say, when Micah wrote those words, he lived in a similar time, with a similar breakdown, a similar calamity, which makes those words all the more important. If this is true, if we accept this premise, we must ask, why are the words on the outside of the wall? Why are they not inside for all of us to see at all times when we're here in the synagogue? If it were inside, if the inscription were in here, it would be clear that this is a personal, communal reflection. The people who built this building were smart. By putting it on the outside, the people who created this building did something amazing. Actually, they did 2 things that were amazing. First, they created inspiration for anyone who walks by. If you're in the neighborhood, you're driving to work, you see our building, you see those words. Maybe they fade into the background on your commute. Maybe you stop paying attention after a while. But maybe. just maybe, on the right day, you see them and you're inspired. You're reminded of why we are here. They raise the kinds of questions in the passerby that we've been exploring these few moments together. But our congregational forebearers did more than that by putting Micah's words outside our building. Do you know what they did? It's brilliant. They called us out. Because now, if you are unfamiliar with this congregation and with us, and you see our wall and you walk in, you might ask out loud or to yourself whether or not this is a place and these are a people who do justly, who love mercy, and who walk humbly. You might look around and talk to the folks, to the members and the staff and the clergy, the volunteers and the worshipers and the adults and the kids, and ask yourself, is this a place and a people that truly lives by the words on that wall? They should ask that question. And we should be prepared to answer. Because if we aren't living by those words, then this is just a building full of empty rituals. Isn't it great? Isn't it amazing what they did? By putting the words on the outside of the wall, the people who built this building in the 1950s, in the 50s, challenged every generation of Jews who entered this building and who call this place their spiritual home to live by these words, or run the risk of making the whole enterprise nothing but hypocrisy and pablum. So the question becomes whether we are going to choose to make these words a part of our lives. Whether in our day-to-day interactions we will be these words. Not just read them, not just look at them. Whether we will be these words. So that when people speak of this congregation, they will not only say that we're nice, and we are. They won't just say that we care about education, which we do, or that we are an active community, which I think we are, but, there's always more to do. But that people will also say, oh, I know which congregation is yours. It's the ones with the words from the prophet Micah on its walls. It says, do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with thy God. And I can say that every person from Beth Emeth lived those words and made them real. Because it's not enough to be nice. It's not enough to care about education or be active in the community. It's not enough to have beautiful services and a wonderful space filled with memories. None of it is enough if we don't make these words come alive in a world so full of pain and hatred. I'm sure this is the last thing you wanted to hear on Rosh HaShanah between servings of honey cake. I'm sure it seems like too much. Why should each of us then be responsible for those words written so long ago? Isn't it hubris to think that we are uniquely required to fulfill them? And what if we fail? What if we ourselves succumb to the bitterness, the anger, the simmering rage that we see and feel around us, which I'm sure has not happened to anybody in this room at all whatsoever? A few weeks ago, I was speaking with Aaron Selko, the director of our URJ Camp Harlem, where we send many of our kids, and he said something really interesting. He asked why we as institutions insist on saying that we're either great at something or terrible at something. Why does it have to be either or? Because when you say you're really great, well, that's just an opinion, man. And it may change. And when you say you're bad at something as an institution, it kind of lets us off the hook, right? Why can't we say we're experimenting? Why can't we say we're trying? Why can't we say we're doing our best? Which means we may fail. We may fall. But at least then we'd be falling upward. If that's true for institutions, if that's true for camps and synagogues and businesses, shouldn't it be true for people? What right do we have to say that we can't? What right do we have to say that it isn't our strong suit, or that we're already good enough at something that we don't have to re-examine and continue to learn? Micah doesn't call us to be perfect, but the words on the wall call us to try. We don't get to say that it's too hard. We don't get to say that we're doing enough already and it's good enough. Yes, the words on the wall demand a great deal from us. The people who founded this congregation and who rebuilt it in the 1950s demand a great deal from us. They push us out of our comfort zone. They leave no room to hide in self-pity or apathy. The wall of this sanctuary, this building, calls us to action. You'll hear tomorrow more about the how, but we cannot doubt the why. Only respond as our ancestors did, affirming their choices. We will try. We will step out of our comfort zones. We will do justly. We will love mercy. We will walk humbly, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. The very walls demand it of us. Amen.
Amen.
We turn back to our Machzorim, to our High Holiday prayer books, to page 42 as we rise for Kiddush. Our board member, Ira Zinner, will lead us in the English at the bottom of the page, which will be followed by the Hebrew of the blessing, led by our cantor. Page 42.
Blessed is the eternal God, ruler of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Blessed is the eternal God, ruler of the universe, who has chosen us from all the peoples, hallowing us with the mitzvot. In your love, eternal God, you have given us this day of remembrance, to hear the sound of the shofar, to unite in worship, and to recall the exodus from Egypt. For you have chosen us from all peoples, consecrating us to your service, and your word is truth eternal. Blessed is the sovereign God, ruler of all the world, who hallows the house of Israel and the day of remembrance. Blessed is the eternal God, ruler of the universe, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this season.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu mikol am, ברוממנו מכל לשון וקידשתנו במצוותיו. ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה את יום הזיכרון הזה, יום תרום מקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי באנו בחרת, והיותנו קידשת בכל העמים, ודברך אמת, וקיים לעד. ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך שמו,
מלך כל הארץ, מקדש ישראל ביום הזיכרון. ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך שמו,
אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
L'chaim. We remain standing and we turn to page 43 for Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
You spread out the heavens and establish the earth. You are our God, there is none else. In truth, you alone are our ruler, as it is written. Know then this day and take it to heart. The Eternal One is God in the heavens above and on the earth below. There is none else.
We therefore hope, eternal God, soon to behold the glory of your might. Then will false gods vanish from our hearts, and the world will be perfected under your unchallenged rule. And then will all acclaim you as their God, and, forsaking evil, turn to you alone. Let all who dwell on earth acknowledge that you every knee must bend, and every tongue swear loyalty. Before you, eternal God, let them humble themselves. To your glorious name let them give honor. Let all accept the yoke of your sovereignty, that you may rule over them and forever. For you are sovereign, and all eternity will reign in glory as it is
As
written.
it is written, the Eternal God will reign forever and ever.
Top of 45. At this sacred moment, we turn our thoughts to those who have gone from life. We recall the joy of their companionship. We feel a pang the echo of that intenser grief when first their death lay before our stricken eyes. Now we know that they will never vanish so long as heart and thought remain within us. By love are they remembered, and in memory they live. O God, grant that their memory may bring strength and blessing. May the nobility in their lives and the high ideals they cherished endure in our thoughts and live on in our deeds. May we, carrying on their work, help to redeem your promise that life shall yet prevail. If you are in the first 30 days of your mourning, I invite you to rise at this time. If you are in the first year of your mourning, I invite you to rise. If on this Erev Rosh HaShanah you observe a yahrzeit, the anniversary of a loved one's passing, I invite you to rise at this time. And if it is your custom to rise to remember those whom only we can remember, I invite you to do so as we join in Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, B'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon, Uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shalom araba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. The departed whom we now remember: Barney Apotheker, Morris Berg, Sarah Berkowitz, Ann Sharon, Rose Goldberg, Minna Hirsch, Isaac Creeder, Molly Krinsky, Sally Miller, Jack Robert Miller, Ida Myers, Louis Rapkin, Goldie Rapkin, Teresa Rosner, Dr. Mortimer B. Wachstein, Dr. Milton Wall, and Harold C. Wheatley have entered into the peace of life eternal. They still live on earth in the acts of goodness they performed and in the hearts of those who cherish their memory. May the beauty of their lives abide among us as a loving benediction. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens grant peace to all who mourn, peace to Israel, peace to humanity, as we say, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. I have to tell you, it really is a joy each and every year to look out into this congregation, into this room, and to see all of you, and to get to celebrate these holidays with each of you, whether it's in this sanctuary as we sing together and pray together, whether I get to catch you in the hallway, whether you send me or my family or to any one of us on the staff or the clergy a card or a greeting, or give us some kind of word of comfort or support during these 10 days. It really is a joy that we get to celebrate as a community, and I thank you for that. And on behalf of all of us on the staff and among the lay leadership, thank you for all of your words of encouragement, all of your holiday greetings at this time of year. We get to continue to see each other for a lot over the next couple of days. Tomorrow we have our tot service at 8:30, followed by our traditional service at 9:30 in the morning, our contemporary service at 1:30, and Tashlich, weather permitting, around 3:30-ish, something like that. We hope to see you throughout the day tomorrow, and to see you also for our second day Rosh Hashanah or day after Rosh Hashanah program, depends on how you count these things. If you have not had a chance to meet Cantor Flynn, our new cantor, we have the opportunity to study with her second day Rosh Hashanah for our Lunch and Learn program that we've been doing these many years. I hope we will see you for that. As you depart this sanctuary, you will see that there are a number of things on the tables as you go out. A number of pieces of paper. You have a piece of paper in your hand, I hope, in addition to the Machzor. You have your holiday happenings, which detail a lot of the programming that is upcoming through our holidays and into the fall. I hope you will take that with you. I hope you will peruse the tables and see what speaks to you, the Schoenberg calendar, of course, but other things may speak to you as well, including and especially Israel bonds. You should have gotten a brochure in with your high holiday tickets as well. You know how important it is. I know how important it is. We all know how important it is to be supportive of our state of Israel. Now more than ever, I hope you will choose to invest in the state of Israel in that way. And of course, as always, those grocery bags to bring back here, that food drive we do each and every year throughout these 10 days building up to Yom Kippur. If you read my bulletin article, you will know that we're doing things a little differently this year in terms of where that food is going to go. If you didn't read my bulletin article, now's a chance to go back and read it. Do it when you get home. Don't do it now. Don't read it on the phone in your car when you're driving home. That would not be safe. But you'll be hearing more about that tomorrow and all that we're going to be doing with thanks to our Social Action Committee and to our Executive Director, John Eulish, in that regard. Finally, with gratitude, we are joyful that we get to sing together, sing with our cantor, Elizabeth Flynn, sing with our wonderful High Holiday Choir, that we get to celebrate in this space with everything being just so, knowing that there is a literal army of staff and volunteers working hard to make sure that these holidays are as they should be. If you have the opportunity as you roam our halls and you see our staff, you call the office, you check in with the volunteers or ushers and greeters, the people who work to make this congregation beautiful and wonderful, thank them for their efforts because they work hard for all of you, for all of us. Our service concludes on page 47. Page 47 as we join together in our closing song, Adon Olam. Let's rise.
Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Ve'nasa V'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kiflot HaKol Levado Yivloch Nora V'hu Haya V'hu Hoved V'hu Yeh B'tifara V'hu Echad Ve'ein Sheni Lehamshilo Lehavira V'li Reshit V'li Tachlit V'lo Ha'oz V'ha'misra Yalla la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Vehu Eli v'chai ko'ali b'tzur chevli be'eit tzara Vehu nisi u'manosli menat kosi b'yom ekra La 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 biyado afkiruchi be'et ishad be'ayira be'urechi gebiati Adonai li velo ira ya la 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 ya 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 la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la la
May we be inspired by the words of yesterday to answer the demands of today, to make real the future of tomorrow. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.